All right, England versus India, the one-off test match kicked off on 16th June. We have just finished day one, and not really just, day one. Stumps ended a while back, and it is, I think, about 1 a.m. here. I've just finished a recording with Georgie, Cassie, and Abi from Women's Cricket Chat. We've just sort of collaborated to talk about the day-to-day's play in this test match, and I think day one saw it all. We had runs, we had wickets, we had momentum shift, which is a very key aspect of test matches where anything can turn, and a few hours of hard work and some strategy executed can really shift momentum into a team's favor. India, obviously playing after almost 7 years, had rustiness in the beginning, but it was good to see them shake that off and really towards the end of the third session open the test match wide up for the following days, where they managed to get 4 wickets in quick succession. England lost a couple of reviews as well, and it really makes for an exciting day 2 and hopefully 3 and 4. But here was a quick chat we had post day 1, a little bit of coverage for everyone out there who's looking to learn more about the game, probably if you missed the day, what took place, and yeah, just some fun banter between India and England. So stay tuned, and here is the video.
Yo, hi everyone. What a wicked first day of the women's test match in Bristol. So everyone want to introduce yourself? I'm Georgie, Women's Cricket Chat. You probably see me talking a little bit of rubbish on Twitter, but that's what I do. Why not? If you feel like saying it, say it. And what a day of cricket we've had. Heather Knight so close to that 100 on her 100th as captain. An amazing Indian fight back at the end there. Some wicked fielding from Shafali Verma, who I'm buzzing to see bat because she is just blockbuster. And with me today, do you want to introduce yourselves? So obviously you've got me, Georgie.
Hello everyone, Abi Slade here.
Hello everyone, Abi Slade here. Also from Women's Cricket Chat, we have Cassie.
Yeah, I'm here as well, Women's Cricket Chat representing, and we've also got...
Hi, I'm Radha. I'm the founder of She Talks Ball. I'm from India, so there's one India supporter here. And yeah, I'm excited to talk.
And what's also mega is that Radha is actually in India right now. So, we've gone cross-continental, we didn't have to quarantine on the way because the way of the world, we zoomed, and here we are. So Radha, opinions on the first day?
Yeah, firstly, I don't think that I would be saying this, that the Indian women are finally playing a test. It feels really good to say it. It feels really good to live it. It's the first time that since I've followed women's cricket, it's been about 5 years, that India women have played a test. And I didn't realize the power that seeing the women in white on TV holds. And I felt like a little kid sitting in front of the television. Just my jaw had dropped. I was in awe. It was a really special moment, a little bit emotional. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it was really special. And of course, just want more days like these.
Abi, you were our reporter from the ground today, and although we didn't have, what was it? We had Thatcher's Gold, not Thatcher's Haze.
Thatcher's Gold, not Thatcher's Haze.
Causing the headaches.
Yeah.
How was the day? What was it like? Tell us on the atmosphere.
It was honestly, it was just so incredible. It was my first ever test match that I've watched live, men or women's. It was my first ever England game that I've watched live.
Oh.
But yeah, it was an incredible atmosphere. I knew as soon as I got on the bus and there were some people sitting in front of me wearing some England hats, and I just thought, oh, it's my people. But yeah, it was a great atmosphere at the ground. I feel like a large majority of the crowd was Sophie Ecclestone's family, and they definitely contributed to a lot of the atmosphere. But yeah, they all came down from Chester. That's what I heard when I was hearing conversations.
Hearing conversations. Put your ear trumpet out, just listening to what everyone's saying.
Absolutely.
But thoughts on the game itself? Was the atmosphere quite something?
Yeah. Lauren Winfield Hill spiced things up nice and early, didn't she, with those sixes?
Nice. Love that.
Yeah, it was a great.
I think Radha agrees. Radha's cricket brain is like, yeah, that was great, but her Indian cricket brain is like, yeah, that was great.
Spot on. I think it was early doors for India, and you could tell that in the first session at least, India looked like a team that hadn't played for a while and looked like a team with a handful of debutants. And it was really good to see us settle into the day. It could have easily just been taken away from us, the form that England was in, especially with the top order, the way they performed. But I was glad to see it sort of turn around and open up the test match for the upcoming days towards the end.
Yeah, Cass, did you get a chance to watch?
Yeah, I watched all day actually from the comfort of my own home, so it was great. Yeah, I think exactly what Radha said then. It took India a while to sort of settle into the match. I think England definitely had the upper hand at the beginning, but the fact that they still persisted and they were kind of going through the hard work, obviously a hot day in England as well, and they still managed to claw it back at that final session was impressive. And I think, as Radha said, it takes a while for debutants to kind of get into the rhythm and get up to speed, but once they were, I think it showed, and it's going to be a really exciting test match, I think, over the next few days.
Yeah, talking of debutants, wasn't it so nice to see Sophia Dunkley receive her cap today? That was, as I said on Twitter earlier, that was the moment for me today. It was just great to see. Like, she's the first Black English woman test player, which is just, you can't believe it's taken this long, and it was an amazing moment to see.
Yeah, and that little note from Ebony as well, which Georgie Ellis read out, that kind of, I think it made everyone a bit emotional, but it was a great touch from England, that as well.
Obviously with COVID, can't have anyone here, but I have got a message from Ebony Rainford-Brent, MBE. Thanks mate, what an honour to be able to say a few words ahead of you making your test match debut. We especially know how rare tests are, and this is such a special moment in history. It's been a joy watching your career progress, and the biggest feature for me is that you play with a big smile on your face. It's great to see your performances go from strength to strength, and you've knocked the door down and deserve your place. You're such an amazing role model for so many boys and girls around the country, and the Ace family are extremely proud, and thank you for being such an amazing ambassador to the next generation.
As a person, you're selfless, caring and the ultimate teammate. You're always wanting others to do well and putting others before yourself. But this moment is about you. It's all the work you've put in to get to this moment, and you deserve it. I hope you revel in it, take it all in and play with that donkey smile we all love. Good luck.
And so, Radha, you say, it was emotional having not seen the women in their test kit, but other than that, what was your highlight of the day?
The highlight of the day had to be the turnaround, and I think it did start with something, not the bowling, not the decisions or the batting that England maybe failed to do, but it was the fielding in the Indian team, and how when Smriti Mandhana came to short leg and the volume just incredibly, pumped everyone up. It was good to see that translate into confidence flying from player to player to player to bowler, and then resulting in strategy being executed. So I think for me, the highlight of the day was the turnaround, which started with the fielding and started with consistent pressure. Especially in test matches, you can't rely on moments of brilliance that you can maybe in T20s. You have to rely on consistent execution of strategy, hours and hours of toiling and keeping up with your plans, which I think was very well done by the Indians towards the end.
And when it comes to toil and putting in the hours, we can't look past Heather Knight. Abi, what was the atmosphere like when she was out agonisingly close to that 100?
That was when I had left Georgie, so I cannot answer that
Oh
question.
no!
I left at 2 because I had massive headaches, so I left, which I feel like a fake fan for, but
It's okay.
Yeah.
You were still here for the majority of it.
But then, because I'm only a 20-minute bus journey away from the ground, my phone died on the way home. And then I've got Sky Go on my laptop, and I turned it on, and I saw us 5 wickets down. And then I think as soon as I turned it on, Heather Knight got out as well.
So basically, you're Heather Knight's lucky charm, and you should have stayed. And now you're going to have to do all of England's games.
The entire
And Radha's going to be like, "You're never going again if you're her lucky charm." We're not having that. But yeah, what toil? She always leads from the front, doesn't she, Cass?
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing is with Knight, when she comes to the crease, I felt there's an instant sort of calm over the England team, especially. She seemed to just have that composure, and I think today she batted exactly how you'd want someone to bat in a test match. She took her time to get in, see if it was doing anything from the pitch, and she just looked really comfortable out there. I think it was a shame with obviously the LBW. She'd be really gutted about that, but the 95 was definitely the perfect foundation for the England innings. So it's typical Heather Knight now. It's kind of getting quite repetitive. She just seems to be able to pull it out the bag. And yeah, she's a top quality batter.
Yeah, and so Radha, fill us in on the Indian side of things, because obviously, you know, as we all know, and even cricket fans don't know, cricket is like religion in India, isn't it? Like, cricket is just huge. What is it like for the women's game at the moment? Something like a test match, is that volume there and is it building? And like something like today, when India haven't played a test match for what, like 2,000 days or something?
Yeah, 2,401.
There you go. Radha knows.
I think the turning point for women's cricket in India was the 2017 World Cup. And although it did end in heartbreak, as we try to forget, it was received very, very well within the Indian crowd. And it just takes a sniff of coverage or a sentence or two to just explode. Because we have that fan base that loves cricket, knows the sport in and out, and will back anything with India written on it. So it was really good to see how we made it to the top, almost the top in that World Cup. We made it to another final in the following World Cup. And people were just waiting that, we've seen the women in ODIs, we've seen the women in T20s. It is time for a top nation to play the test match format, which we've seen England, Australia do. Not enough, as it is, but at least they have stepped out there. So I think it was received very well by all the Indian fans. We've been pushing for it. We want more. We kind of celebrated the first announcement that we were playing England, and then soon after we got another announcement that we're playing Australia as well. So I'm hoping for consistency. It's easy to just pull the hat out of the bag once and say, okay, here is a test match, sort of like an exhibition. Here it is for you, and then we're gonna forget about it. I think that will be worse off than if we didn't have any test matches at all. So I want to see at least 2 the next year, and maybe 3, 4 the following year. That's what we really grow. But you're right. It's absolutely like a religion here. You have kids playing in parking lots, on the street. It's quite incredible, actually.
Yeah, did you hear that, BCCI? We want more women's cricket in India. And maybe we'll just like jet over. Me, Abi Cass, the girls at Women's Cricket Chat will just fly on over and be like, yo, we're here too, big up the women's game. Abi is now going to be a cricketing extraordinaire anyway, so she'll probably be playing for England by then.
What can I say? I haven't even played a game yet.
Well, then you've got an unbeaten record.
Yeah, exactly. Haven't lost.
If you don't play, you can't lose. Full hearts can't lose. Always think that. Okay, so obviously we don't want to keep everyone for ages, because we're going to have 5 days of this. 4 days. 5 days. We gotta, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And that's what's great, because it gives us more cricket time, and we love that. So what are predictions for tomorrow, all of you? Obviously, it's been a bit of a wobble towards the end of the day for England, but we've got the absolute legend of the game. And today I said, how is Catherine Brunt not going to MBE? So that's got to change. I couldn't understand that one. So we got Catherine Brunt in there. She's very much steady our ship kind of vibe. What are your predictions for tomorrow? Cassie, do you want to kick us off?
I'm really hoping that Sophia Dunkley can stick in there and show us all what she's capable of. I think she's a top quality player. Like a lot of people have mentioned today, she's kind of been banging down that door for the England spot, and now she's got it. So I really hope that she goes on and hits some runs. That would be great to see. I think England have still got, they do bat quite deep. I think they'll be okay in terms of batting, but again, India have showed that anything can happen in a test match, and they can kind of, the momentum can swing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
What are you saying, Abby Slade?
I completely agree with Cassie. I'm also hoping that Sophia Dunkley will get a nice big score. I just always feel like it's different when people get a big score on debut. But and then when we do eventually get bowled out, I'm hoping for some nice early wickets just to make a nice easy win.
Yeah, Radha's like, don't you dare. And like, this wicket, as we all know, that has been discussed, is a used wicket. So we do have a Sophie Ecclestone up our sleeve. And Radha, what are your predictions tomorrow? And do you think that someone like that might play a big part in this game?
Yeah, firstly, I'm hoping that Jhulan Goswami is just wrapped in bubble wrap and, protected for the upcoming 3-4 days. And then, of course,
forever.
Forever. I mean, just immortalize her. I don't think she has to age anymore. But I think for me, obviously, counter to the previous 2 predictions would be a good bowled out as soon as possible. And just to keep things interesting, I'll have Sophia Dunkley not out, and she'll see the way through early wickets is very possible. We're looking at the bowling lineup for England. It is worrying. I think it is a bit terrifying to come up against these bowlers. And Sophie Ecclestone, we've seen the Indian spinners have such an impact. So surely Sophie Ecclestone is going to come up in her home turf and produce something. But I'm banking on the fact that if India can do one thing, it is play spin. And I'm hoping that we can kind of counter the spin there. Shefali Verma, the X factor, the firepower up top, nobody knows. I don't think the head coach themselves know what they expect when she's out there opening a test match for us. So I just cannot wait to see us padded up out on the field. And yeah, I'm hoping for a match that carries on for 4 days.
You're going to have to get those tissues out again, aren't you?
It's on standby always.
Waterproof makeup, tissues, yeah. I am totally with you on the Shefali Verma. I think she's going to be that name that children growing up now want to be. And like that is just phenomenal. And she's been referred to as the Tendulkar of the women's game before. And she is just like, I can't think of enough superlatives to describe her. And I think, yeah, she is. You don't know what to expect from her. And that's what's great. And especially because we've seen so much of her with the white ball. Now that we're finally seeing this red ball cricket, it is going to be amazing. And I think on Shefali Verma, maybe we should zone out for today and get everyone to tune back in tomorrow. And who knows what might have happened. We might have a Sophia Dunkley 3,000 runs, you know. She may never get out ever again. And who knows what could happen. Or we could all be bowled out. It could be first ball like the men last week. Or like, honestly, literally anything could happen. And that's what I love about this sport. One day, the momentum can change so quickly, as we've seen just today. So the ball is in anyone's court, really. I'm going to say it's 60-40 in England's favour at the moment. But as they say, 2 wickets on the board can change anything, can't it?
Yeah, it absolutely can. And I just want to quickly tell you both something. I'm not sure if you could hear it on your feed, but we could hear a lot of the stump mic. And of course, we had 11 Indians on the field. So there was absolute banter in Hindi going on. It was so fun to listen to. We had, there were just conversations flying about that we don't really hear. We know that it's taking place, but we don't get to hear it. And there was, when Tammy Beaumont was on strike, we had the bowlers saying, "Ye yahan ghar basane aayi hai," which means that she's just come here to, pitch a tent and set up, and it seems like she's never leaving. So we need to get her out ASAP before she gets too comfortable. And small things like that, it really, really, we enjoy watching that. But yeah, we're looking forward to an exciting day too.
Yeah, and it's nice to have that insight, isn't it, Cass? Because we have no idea what they're saying.
Exactly, that's what I was going to pick up on. The stump mic was brilliant, but it was definitely very difficult for us as England fans to actually understand what was going on. But you could still tell that the Indian players really had that sort of chemistry in the field, and they were really loud. And like you touched on before, Radha, that was probably a turning point. That continuation of the support and the encouragement for the bowler continued throughout the Indian innings. So, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and that passion is just so evident across all of India, really, to cricket. And now that it's finally feeding through to the women's test match game, I can only see it going up from here, and I'm buzzing for tomorrow. So I think we're going to tap out and go and get a rest, because Radha is tuning in at some ridiculous time of night for us. And my stomach's rumbling. Cassie's had a long day lying on the sofa watching the cricket, and we will tune in tomorrow and see what day 2 has to bring. So thanks everyone for watching, and catch you tomorrow.